Good afternoon, students. Morning we discussed some of the problems based on horizontal circular motion, centripetal acceleration, centripetal force, angular velocity, etc. Let me continue with some more applications in this class to give much more confidence on your conceptual understanding related to this topic. Here is a question. As per the question, a particle P is moving in a circle of radius A. A particle P is moving on a circle of radius A with uniform speed V. C is the center of the circle. C is the center of the circle and AB is diameter. The angular velocity of P then the angular velocity or angular velocities of P about A and C are in the ratio dash. This is the question. Here if you see the diagram, this is the circle with the C as center, AB as diameter. AB as diameter, C as center. Suppose the particle P is located here. It may have some linear speed V like this. And the radius of the circle A is like this. Now we need to find angular velocity of P about A and C. Angular velocity of P about A. About A means you may draw a line like this. We know that angular velocity V is equal to R omega implies omega is equal to V by R. Actually, this is a tangential velocity or perpendicular velocity, and this is the radius. As you know, if it is radius, this is also radius from here to here. Due to similar triangles principle, if this angle is alpha, this angle also will be alpha. So, if I consider this as radius, then I need a velocity in a direction perpendicular to this V dash. As it is alpha, For this line it is perpendicular, for this line it is perpendicular, this is also alpha. V dash can be written as V cos alpha. Whenever we want angular velocity with respect to A, so with respect to A, the particle is moving on another circular path with the radius. This is A, means this is A cos alpha. This is also A cos alpha. So 2A cos alpha will be the radius, and the perpendicular component of velocity is V cos alpha. So V by 2A is the angular velocity of the particle P with respect to A. And with respect to C, angular velocity with respect to C, if you want, with respect to C, this is the radius and this is the tangent. So velocity in the tangential direction is V. So radius is A. Simply V by A is the angular velocity of the particle with respect to C. We need the ratio omega A to omega C. So V by 2A by V by A. So 1 by 2 will be left over. 1:2 is the answer for the given question. Very simple solution it is. Always we should remember, while calculating angular velocity, we should take the ratio of velocity in perpendicular direction to the radius, nothing but tangential direction to the radius, and length of the radius into consideration. So answer is 1:2. Very simple question it is. Let me move on to another question. The question says, a person stands in contact against a wall of cylindrical drum of radius r. Rotating with angular velocity omega. If mu is coefficient of static friction between the wall and person, the minimum rotational speed which enables the person which enables the person to retain or to remain stuck to the wall is this is the question. This is the rotating drum. This is the axis of the drum, rotating with angular velocity omega. Person is stuck here. His weight mg will be acting downwards. So frictional force must be in the upward direction. As the drum is rotating, he should be acted upon by some centripetal force, nothing but normal reaction given by the wall, and centrifugal force mv square by r, like this. So compulsory, the normal reaction must be balanced by mv square by r, or mr omega square, to avoid the skidding, and frictional force must be balanced by mg. So frictional force means coefficient of friction into normal reaction, that should be balanced by mg. Now only I said normal reaction required is mr omega square, that is equal to mg. mm gets cancelled. So omega square is equal to g by mu r. Omega is equal to root of g by mu r. This is the minimum angular velocity which is required to keep the person stuck onto the wall of the rotating drum. So as the radius of the drum increases, angular velocity of rotation will decrease. It also depends on coefficient of friction according to this formula. I hope you understood the solution for this question. Let us move on to the next application. One more question let us discuss. It was asked in IIT 92. The question says, a car is moving in a circular horizontal track. A car is moving in a circular horizontal track of radius 10 meters with constant speed of 10 meters per second. A plumb bob is suspended from the roof of a car of the car by a light rod of length 1 meter. It's a rigid rod. The angle made by the rod with vertical is dash. Take G is equal to 10 meter per second square. This is the question. So, car is moving on a circular track of radius 10 meters, moving with a speed 10 meters per second, and length of the rod, it is 1 meter. While the vehicle is taking a turn, initially plumb bob is like this, now it is moved to a new position like this by making some theta angle here. As the vehicle is taking a turn, so this bob experiences some centripetal force which is counterbalanced by some centrifugal force. The tension in the rod will have two components. If it is theta, this is T. So T cos theta, T sin theta. This T sin theta provides the necessary centripetal force for making a turn which is acting towards the center of the road, counterbalanced by centrifugal force mv square by r. Weight of the bob mg is downwards. The rod is light rod, they said, so mass of the rod is negligibly small. For equilibrium position of the rod, T cos theta must be equal to mg, T sin theta must be equal to mv square by r. So tan theta is equal to v square by r. So that implies theta is equal to tan inverse velocity square 10 square by radius 10 g10 tan inverse 1, that is tan inverse tan 45 degrees. So that is 45 degrees. 45 degrees is the angle made by the rod with the vertical as per the given question. Very simple solution. You should understand the context in which the question is asked. Based on the context, you need to draw the diagram and you should identify the centripetal force and centrifugal force and equilibrium condition. Based on that, you will get the solution. One more problem. Let me discuss here. A particle of mass m, it is also an IIT question. A particle of mass m is moving in a horizontal circle of radius r under centripetal force minus k by r square. where K is constant. The total energy of the particle is this is the question. Particle is moving in circular path. So centripetal force is acting. Solution. The centripetal force acting is minus K by R square. The general formula for centripetal force is mv square by R. If we take the direction also into consideration, it is acting towards the center, so minus you can take. So K by R square must be equal to mv square by R. Clearly, this force is proportional to 1 by R square. When force is proportional to 1 by R square, this force is considered as central force. When force is proportional to 1 by square of the distance, that force is called central force. So in case of central force, the total energy is equal to minus kinetic energy. Like gravitational force, the total energy is equal to minus kinetic energy. So the total energy must be equal to minus kinetic energy. So that is minus half mv square. From here, you can get mv square value as K by R. By substituting it K by R here, minus K by 2R is the total energy. So the total energy of the particle is minus K by 2R. This is the solution for this question. Here you should understand, whenever force is inversely proportional to square of the distance, that force is central force. For central force, the total energy is negative of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is half mv square. From the given expression, mv square value, I identified it as K by R. On substituting K by R here, minus K by 2R is the total energy of the particle as per the given question. One more question let us discuss now. A bob is suspended from an ideal string of length L. Now it is pulled to a side till the string makes an angle. 60 degrees to the vertical and whirled along the horizontal circle. Then its time period of revolution is this is the question. So here is a bob suspended to a string of length L having mass m. It is whirled in the horizontal circle. Therefore, it is acting as a conical pendulum. Here theta value they gave it as 60 degrees. In case of conical pendulum, the time period is 2 pi root L cos theta by g. Therefore, by directly substituting the theta value here, 2 pi root L by g cos 60. Cos 60, it is 1 by 2. Two pi root L by 2g. So, if you further simplify it, you can bring this 2 inside. It becomes 4L by 2g. It will go for 2 times. Pi root 2L by g is the solution for the given question. I hope everybody understood the solution. Already we discussed conical pendulum. In case of conical pendulum with considerable theta value, the time period is given by 2 pi root L cos theta by g. So theta value they gave, I substituted that theta value and I found the time period. This is the simple solution for the given question. I hope everybody followed this. Similarly, you try many examples given in your objective material, and also you try the previous competitive questions based on this concept. Any problem you can solve with this experience. Thank you.